Hello traders, FX Pip Collector here. Today is Thursday, June 27th, and I'm going to be analyzing the Aussie US dollar starting on the monthly, working my way down to the 1 hour time frame for the full top-down analysis. So on the Aussie dollar, I'm definitely still looking at this as a WXY, 3 waves up for the W, 3 waves down for the X. I think we need to make an ABC of wave Y, what's the wave A and the wave C, should be a trend on shorter time frames, and it should bring us up above these highs. So heading down to the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, I think this over here is the A of Y. I think this is a WXY right here that ends the wave B of wave Y. I think this right here is a 1. I think this right here is a 2. I think this is more likely going to continue the uptrend for a wave 3, which I think this is a wave 3 of wave C, which I think is a wave C of wave Y. So keeping all that in mind, let's take it down to the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, the trend is definitely up on the Aussie. Compared to most other Aussie pairs, the trend is definitely up on the Aussie still. We definitely do not have a break of structure to the downside. There is always a possibility that this thing just keeps on trending up and that this is all just subdivisions of a wave 3 that is not even close to being over. So taking it down to the 4 hour time frame. On the 4 hour time frame, we got our Fibonacci retracement on this last push down right here because we need to try to figure out whether this move up right here is a correction to this move down or whether this is possibly just going to keep on trending up. If it does make it a nice Fibonacci bounce, a nice engulfing move to the downside, it definitely would make more sense to me on the 4 hour time frame if this was an ABC and this was potentially like a 1 or 2 and it goes down for a wave 3. Now the whole thing is even though we think that this is the more likely scenario on the shorter time frames, the fact that the trend is up on every single higher time frame tells me, even though this looks like the more likely scenario, it may actually be more likely that it just keeps on trending up, making those higher highs, higher lows, because the trend is up, and you have to remember, the trend is your friend, and you definitely have way better odds of being a profitable trader if you're trading with the trend. Now going down to the 1 hour time frame, if it makes 3 waves up, which I guess you could possibly argue this is 3 waves, if you get a nice Fibonacci bounce, a nice big engulfing move to the downside, which we really don't have yet. I mean, it did make a move down, but it really didn't actually break any structure, as you can see. So if it does, make like a lower high, make a nice engulfing move to the downside, then it probably is an ABC correction, and it probably would be a pretty decent little sorting opportunity. But like I was explaining on the 4 hour time frame, there is no reason to believe that it has to do that. It may be more likely that it just keeps on making higher highs, higher lows, because every single higher time frame is in an uptrend and there's no evidence that the trend is over yet. So looking for longs is still the best bet for me. I mean, I would personally have been looking for longs at the end of every single one of these pullbacks for the continuation of the uptrend. So don't forget to join my free Discord channel, which is linked down here in the corner. And don't forget to check out my website if you'd like to get access to my swing trade setups and all my daily live Zoom meetings. As always, thank you and happy trading.